What if one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics was not just about numbers, but about humility? In 1931, a young logician named Gödel changed the way human beings think about truth. Before Gödel, many mathematicians believed that one day we might create a perfect logical system, a system so complete that every true statement could be proven, a system so solid that mathematics would stand on an unshakable foundation. Gödel showed that this dream was impossible. His theorem, in simple terms, says the following: any logical system powerful enough to describe basic arithmetic will always contain truths that cannot be proven from inside that system. In other words, no system can fully explain itself. There will always be something true that just lies beyond its own rules. This may sound abstract, but we can feel its meaning in everyday life. Imagine trying to describe your whole life using only one photograph. The photograph may be accurate, but it will never contain the whole story. Or imagine trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The eyes are what allow you to see, but they cannot directly see themselves. Gödel discovered something similar in mathematics. A system can reveal many truths, but it cannot capture the whole of truth. This is not a failure of logic, it is one of logic's greatest revelations. It shows us that truth is larger than proof. This does not mean proof is unimportant. Proof is one of the most beautiful tools the human mind has ever created. It gives us clarity, it protects us from confusion, it lets us build bridges, computers, medicine, science. But Gödel reminds us that proof is not the same as reality. Reality is not exhausted by what can be demonstrated inside a system. And this has profound philosophical implications. For centuries, human beings have tried to build complete maps of existence. Religious systems, scientific systems, political systems, psychological systems, even spiritual systems. Each system can illuminate something real, but no system can contain the whole. This is usually expressed as the map is not the territory, or the concept is not the thing itself. The word water cannot quench your thirst, and the idea of truth is not the same as truth. Just like a menu is not the meal. You can't eat the menu. This is where Gödel becomes unexpectedly spiritual. He does not prove God. He does not prove consciousness beyond the brain. He does not prove enlightenment or non-duality. But he shows us something deeply important. Even in the most rigorous field of human thought, there are limits to what can be captured within a closed system. To know the system fully, we must somehow step beyond it, maybe transcend it. This is very close to what many wisdom traditions have said for thousands of years. The mind is an extraordinary instrument, but the mind cannot grasp the totality of being because the mind itself appears within that totality. Awareness cannot be reduced to one thought inside awareness. The self cannot be found as one object among objects, and reality cannot be completely contained by the concepts we use to describe it. Logic can take us far, but it also shows us where its own horizon begins. And perhaps wisdom begins when the mind reaches that horizon and becomes humble, because the deepest truths may not be irrational, they may be trans-rational, not below reason, but beyond the limits of what reason can formalize. Gödel reminds us that certainty is not the same as truth, and mystery is not the enemy of intelligence. Mystery may be the atmosphere in which intelligence breathes. So, the next time you feel the need to explain everything, solve everything, define everything, pause. There may be truths in your life that cannot be proven from inside your current way of thinking. To see them, you may need a wider frame, a deeper awareness, a step beyond the system, because no map contains the whole territory, no thought contains the whole mind, and no system contains the whole truth. So that's Gödel's theorem. I think it also points to a deeper reality that nature's creativity is limitless. By the way, Gödel and Einstein were great friends. In fact, I believe it was Einstein who helped him get the visa to come to Princeton from Austria or Europe, wherever he was.